Good morning, everyone. My name is Grant Bennett. I'm the superintendent for the Perris Union High School District. As you probably noticed, I'm not Sally Meyer, who's much better at this and more perky than I am, especially in the morning after a long night with the election going on. I want to welcome you to today's Perris Menifee Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month program. To start off with, I'd like to invite up Cameron Stevens from Student Venture Club and Mayor Bill Zimmerman from the City of Menifee to lead us in prayer and the pledge. So if you could all please rise and join us.
Good morning. Would you pray with me? Father, we come before you this morning and thank you for another day. Thank you for another opportunity to be here to honor and bless and be encouraged by these students, Lord, who have accomplished so much. We thank you for their willingness to use their gifts and talents that you've blessed them with to better their schools and better their communities around them. Father, I pray that you would bless and encourage them as they continue to plan and prepare for their future, the future that you have destined for them from the beginning of time. Lord, may we continue to look to you for all of our needs and all of our desires, Lord. We love you and thank you again for this morning. In your name we pray. Amen.
Good morning. Isn't it an honor to be able to salute our nation's flag? If you would please join me. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Like I said, my name is Grant Bennett. I'm superintendent of Perris Union High School District. You know, today is a special day for our students. It's great to be able to come and honor our students. We also have to think about, yesterday was election day in our country and a lot of changes, a lot of things went on. But where else in the world can you have an open election and let the people have their say with how they want things to happen? And just proud to be part of this country and part of what we're trying to do in the Perris Menifee area. The Chamber of Commerce program here with Student of the Month started in 1998. It's the 20th year of the Student of the Month program. The Student of the Month program is a local high school recognition program supported by the community to acknowledge and honor college, vocational, trade school-bound senior students for their character, their love of learning, commitment to academics, participation in athletics and school activities, community service, or the ability to persevere and overcome difficult circumstances in a setting that honors God, country, family, community, and free enterprise. So Sally started this program 20 years ago down in Temecula, did a great job, and then brought it up here to Perris a couple years after that. It's such a wonderful program to be able to, we see the kids all day long, and teachers work with kids all day long. But to hear about some of the stories these students have and things that they've persevered through, or the challenges they faced along the way to get to where they're at as a senior is just awesome. I'm going to introduce the principals and the students to start with. They're just going to stand and be acknowledged. We'll get into the program in a few minutes. From Heritage High School, the principal, Erica Tejeda, and student Samantha Galvan. From Perris High School, the principal, Juan Santos, and the student, Carlos Ruiz. I didn't practice this one ahead of time. The California Military Institute, the principal, Nicholas Milosavljevic, and student Vania Trejo. Thank you. I didn't butcher too bad, Nicholas? Did okay? All right. From Paloma Valley High School, the principal, Jennifer Tomasian, and the student, Teresa Antonio. To start out, we're going to ask the representatives from the Chambers of Commerce to come up and say a few words. So I'd like to introduce from the Menifee Chamber of Commerce, Mayor Bill Zimmerman, and from the Perris Valley Chamber of Commerce, Tim Moore.
Thank you. Well, good morning. I am a member of the Chamber of Commerce, been a member through about 11 different organizations in the city, Boys and Girls Club and the college and lots of different things. So Our chamber works very hard for our community, and we're really proud of all of their efforts, but we're also very proud of our students this morning here that are being honored, and all of our students who excel and work hard to achieve the things that they have as goals and objectives for themselves in their career paths. So today I just want to say congratulations to all of them on behalf of our Menifee Chamber of Commerce.
Hard act to follow. Good morning. It's my privilege every month to be able to stand up here and congratulate these students that get this award. It's a lot of work. I keep saying the same thing every month, but we get new students every month, so they haven't heard it. You parents, you got to understand they do a lot of work. It's really tough to get where they're at. And it's good to see this amount of students every month that make this award and make this breakfast. And hopefully, unfortunately, we all can't make them winners at the end of the year. We just have to pick a few of them. But it all works out. I want to congratulate all of you, the students and the teachers and the parents. You know, sometimes we give all the credit to the students and forget the other people. But it's a team. It takes everybody to make it possible. You just can't do it on your own. This is a great program. I want to see it keep on going on. Please remember our veterans on the 11th. Thank you. God bless America, and God bless the city of Perris.
And both chambers of commerce have a certificate in your gift bag signed by the representatives, and it's a cool thing. You keep these and you can use these on your college applications as awards. I want to thank this whole event cannot happen without the volunteers that help put this together, and two of them are here today, and they're the chairs of our program. From my office at the district office, Lori Ortel and Sarah Rico. They're hiding back there. I guess I'm a volunteer because I'm emceeing today for Sally, but they put my name on the list, so I get to say my own name. We have some special guests with us today that are visiting from local businesses. Tiffany McCree and Bree Reyes from Newport Pacific Landing Company, right over here. Thank you for being here, ladies. Kristen and Pietro Canastelli from the law office of Pietro Canastelli in the back over here. Thank you for being here and being part of this. Derek Phillips from Grand Canyon University up front here. Appreciate you being here. And Nicholas Kalantar is a multimedia teacher at Heritage High School in the back in the middle. Thank you for being here, Nicholas. Like we said, this event cannot happen without sponsorship and support from our local community. We have meal sponsors here today that you're getting to have a nice breakfast, and at the Student of the Year, they'll have a nice dinner. So I'd like to recognize the people from some of our meal sponsors that are here this morning. From Azusa Pacific University, Gloria Wolnick. Thank you for being here, Gloria. And from the city of Perris, we have Nancy Salazar, our city clerk, and Mayor Michael Vargas over here on the right. Thank you for being here. From the city of Menifee, we saw him a couple times already, but Mayor Bill Zimmerman. Thank you for being here, Bill. From Mount San Jacinto Community College, Mary Lou Dillard. Back in the middle. Thank you, Mary Lou. From Paradise Chevrolet Temecula, Craig McKenzie over here on the right. Thank you for being here, Craig. From the Perris Union High School District, we have a few people. I introduced them earlier, Lori Ortel and Sarah Rico. We also have Dr. Charles Newman in the back. And Kirk Skorpanich over here on the right. Thank you for being here, guys. From the Riverside County Office of Education, we have Clarissa Fernandez over on the left here. Thank you, Clarissa. From Star Milling, Paul Kramer. Where's Paul at? Way back there. Thank you, Paul. So those are some of the meal sponsors and the ones that were able to make it today. And we appreciate their support and of our program and of our students in our schools. At the end of the year, there's what's called a Student of the Year program. That's a scholarship program. It's a competitive scholarship for the people that have won Student of the Month previously. And we have people that give the money for the scholarships, donate money for the scholarships. So I want to introduce those people here today. From Mount Santa Cena Community College, Mary Lou Dillard again. Thank you, Mary Lou. And again from Paradise Chevrolet, Craig McKenzie over here on the right. Thank you. From the Perris Union Management Association, that's our school district administrators. They get together and raise money. We have Mr. Kerry Bobbitt. Thank you, Kerry, for being here. And from Star Milling, Paul Kramer again. Thank you, Paul. And VFW Post 888, Commander Tim Moore. He was up already. Thank you, Tim. Let me see where I'm at on the agenda now. Okay, so we're at the point now we're going to hear from some of our local elected officials and some of their representatives this morning to because it's great to have the support of our elected officials within our community and throughout the county, because they understand how important it is for education and how valuable it is, and to be able to show off the very best of the Perris Union High School District is a great honor. So I'm gonna say your names, and you're gonna come over here and line up, and Sarah will give you your certificates that you're gonna show. And this is the order that we want everybody over there. From the City of Perris, Nancy Salazar and Mayor Michael Vargas. From the City of Menifee, Bill Zimmerman. So if you get up and follow him, Bill. From Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez's office, Alicia Polk will be after Mr. Zimmerman. From County Supervisor Marion Ashley's office, Amber Smalley. From Riverside County Office of Education, representing Judy White, Clarissa Fernandez. And then me. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Mayor Vargas. You're up first.
This is great. I get to set the curb here and lower the microphone down to us tall people. So students, congratulations on earning the Student of the Month. This is a big deal, and I'm going to be looking forward to hearing some stories, and hopefully we won't need to use some Kleenex here. But the big thing, look around you. There's a lot of people supporting you here. There's a lot of elected officials, a lot of dignitaries, school officials, staff. Your parents are here. Maybe some grandmas, maybe some sisters, brothers. A lot of people are here to support you and for what you're doing, for what you have accomplished. And we wish you very well success. And I think myself, as well as some of the others, are going to say the same thing, is when you do graduate and you go on to college, come back to your communities and give back and continue the success here in our cities. We would really appreciate that. And from the City of Perris, you'll each receive a certificate signed by myself and our City Clerk, Nancy Salazar. So congratulations, and I look forward to hearing some good stories.
So good morning. It's a pleasure, it's an honor to be able to address you today on behalf of the City of Menifee City Council members. We're just so excited about all of our young students who are just exemplary of the things that, they're accomplishing what they're setting out to do. I can speak, one of them is Teresa Antonio, who I've met recently. She's a Paloma Valley High School student, the NJROTC. I think I said that right. One of the leaders over there, and I went to a ceremony recently. I'm just so proud of all of those students that were there, and so it just shows leadership that's happening in our high school level, and I mean that's really what it's all about. You can just tell these are young achievers who are going to accomplish great things. So our country's in great hands when we see these students. So congratulations to all of the students who are receiving the Student of the Month. City of Menifee's put together a nice little achievement award for you, and also a little package that we put together for you to take as well. So on behalf of Menifee City of Menifee, congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm the representative for Assemblywoman Melendez, and I'll just keep mine short because I'm here, you guys are going to hear a lot, but I know you guys have worked hard to get here, all of you lovely students who've been nominated for this and won the November Student of the Month. But once again, just congratulations on behalf of Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez, and we provide you guys all with these certificates of recognition. Congratulations.
Good morning. On behalf of Riverside County Supervisor Marion Ashley's office, we would like to congratulate you all on receiving the Student of the Month award. We would really like to encourage you guys to continue working hard in your studies and, of course, being an example to everybody around you. Thank you so much.
Good morning, my name is Clarissa Fernandez. I'm here on behalf of Dr. Judy White, Superintendent of Schools for Riverside County. Our certificates are in the mail, so you'll be receiving them later this week. But congratulations to all of the students, and if you're applying for colleges, good luck finishing those apps. They're due this month.
I don't look like it, but right now I'm Assemblyman Jose Medina and Senator Richard Roth. I'm representing, they sent certificates of recognition for all the students, and they send along their congratulations and keep up the good work and finish out the school year strong. You don't want to give up now and not do to your full potential. So on behalf of the Assemblyman and Senator, I want to say thank you and congratulations. And then now I'm talking for me, as I'm the superintendent of the Perris Union High School District. I changed hats again. But the school district is very proud of you, and you'll see you have a pretty cool gift bag up there, a lot of things, a lot of times to go out and eat again and things to do within our communities. But what you have to remember to do is you always have to remember to thank people that help support this event. So what you're going to get in your bag, which is the really cool thing, is a big stack of thank you notes. And you're going to get the opportunity to send those to all of our people that help put this on, the sponsors and the people that give out gifts. And you're probably going, how do I know who they are? Well, I'll give you a 3-page list of people that you get to honor with a thank you card. And we wanted a handwritten thank you card. We don't want you to take your Chromebook, because we give those to you, and type it out and print out 40 copies and then paste them in there with glue stick. A handwritten thank you note means a lot to our sponsors, because we want to show our appreciation to them also. So, and you're probably going, well, they cost 50 cents a piece to mail those things. If you bring them to your school principal, like Ms. Tomasian or Mr. Santos or Milos and who did I miss? And Ms. Tejeda, they'll take care of the postage for you. So you have to turn them into them at the school site. And I was talking about the gifts. We have some of our members here that have gifts in the bag for you that help honor you. And we want to recognize the people that had given us some gifts along the way there. From the city of Menifee, there's a swag bag in there, like Mayor Zimmerman said. From the city of Perris, a backpack and a swag bag, and from Mayor Vargas and Ms. Salazar. International Auto Crafters has a swag bag and a plaque and candy from Annie Petrelli. Is Annie back there somewhere? Okay, I don't see her back there. New Life Fellowship, Pastor Ted Norton has a Bible in your bag for you. Perris Valley Chamber of Commerce has a swag bag and a certificate, and Mr. Tim Moore was a representative there. He's also a representative from the VFW Post 888 with a certificate in your bag. Reflections Christian Fellowship, Pastor Don Meinberg has a Bible Promise book in there. From the Perris Union High School District, you get movie tickets, we pay for the postage, we get you the thank you cards. But really cool thing, we also give you a DVD of this event. So you'll be able to brag for years to come to your brothers and sisters that I was a student of the month, where are you? So continue through my thing here. Oh, that's more of our gift cards. You're gonna have to eat at so many places. You better make sure you're working out too, because we don't want you to get the freshman 15 before you even leave school. So we're going to start out. You've heard enough from me babbling up here, and we're going to get to this important part, get to hear about our students. How we're going to call them up is the order that's on the list here. Our principal will get a chance to speak. Our teacher will have a chance to speak. The student will get to speak. And one of the representatives, parent or aunt or uncle or brother or sister, whoever wants to talk, one person from that group will get a chance to speak about our student. So students, you're gonna introduce your family and your guests when you come up here. Introduce your teacher, share college and career goals, share about your current school life, and we want you to answer one of these 4 questions. What do you believe is your greatest contribution to your community, school, or family? Or what do you think is the most significant life lesson you learned that you'll take with you to college? The third one is, how do you plan on giving back to our community or paying it forward? And the final question that you could answer is, share a personal story that demonstrates an obstacle you have overcome. So you're gonna come, everyone's gonna be up here at one time, so you're gonna have the principal here, the teacher next on my right, your left, the student next on the other side, and the parents and representatives next to the student. That sound fair? Well, that's the rules anyway, so it doesn't always have to be fair. So we're gonna start out with our first principal, and she's actually our newest principal, just was approved about 2 weeks ago. Miss Erica Tejeda from Heritage High School, along with her student Samantha Galvan.
Hi, good morning. It is quite the honor this morning to present Ms. Samantha Galvan as our November Student of the Month for Heritage High School. Samantha is number 5 of our graduating class this year, and she's pretty amazing. Definitely some girl power going on over here. So her dream school is to attend Pepperdine University, but her other choices are UCLA and USC. I mean, she doesn't shoot very high. She would like to major in math and be a college professor. Could not convince her to be a high school teacher, but I'm still working on that. She's the robotics team captain. She's the varsity soccer team goalie. She's part of the National Honor Society. She's part of the academic decathlon. She is our section leader in band. I learned what a piccolo was on Monday, and that a Band-Aid does not fix that. But what I'd like to share is last year, Samantha dislocated 3 discs in her back. She dove wrong, trying to stop a ball, right? Okay, yes, trying to stop a ball. But before that, so Samantha played club, and she played on an all-boys team. She was the only female 18 and over. She played several travel ball teams for soccer, and she is just all around an amazing, amazing young lady who likes to challenge and push the bar, which makes me very proud of her. So 3 teams at once, and she's kind of just moved on now to focus on high school this year. So it is a great honor to present to you Samantha Galvan. Present your teacher.
Okay. That one's short. Hi, I'm Samantha Galvan. With me today, I brought my remarkable mother, my best friend, Jonathan, and my amazing English teacher, Mr. Larsha. As every other high school student, obviously, my goal is to college, which she had said that I plan to go to UCLA or Pepperdine, where I want to major in math. But around campus, I do my best to be a leader for other students around me, because not everybody has the kind of support that I do in my family. I play flute in our school marching band, and this isn't going well. Being a leader on campus and just being an individual in my community has taught me a lot of things. One of my close friends actually asked me once, would I rather excel at one thing, be perfect at just one thing, or be just okay at a lot of different things? I would rather try a lot of new things and meet new people and everything than worrying about beating everybody to the top. Stressing about that one thing that I'm best at. Because in all that I do, I want to make sure that everybody else gets to be as lucky as I am, which is why I make sure, even if I have a ton of homework, that if a friend calls me, I'll stay up with her for 3 hours and make sure she passes her chem test tomorrow. And a lot of people might think that being versatile and a team player might dampen their own individual uniqueness. But for me, I think that doing everything that I have has prepared me as just an overall person in my community, especially when I go to college. And last year in National Honor Society, we have to do an individual service project, and I wanted to make sure that I went to Rumland Elementary, and their library was being torn down and being built again, and they didn't have any books. So I went around to all the other schools, and I raised 400 books for them and gave them all back, and it was really good to give back to my community that has given me so much that I'm able to succeed. I never really wanted to be caught up in the whole high school scene of being number 1, being this, and getting awards and stuff, because I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything that I love, whether it means taking 4 band classes instead of AP classes. But with that, I would like to thank all my sponsors for helping me and supporting me, as well as my friends and family who I couldn't achieve my dreams without. And I hope to come back and volunteer as an instructor in my high school marching band, because we don't get a lot of those, and to hopefully make my book drive for the Romelin Elementary School an annual thing, not just one thing I did once. Thank you. And this is Mr. Laurenshield. He's gonna talk.
Every year I get to nominate, or I try to nominate a couple people, but I wanted to nominate Sam even last year. Sam is, I call like a jack of all trades, master of all. She's not a master of none. She knows, she's a master of everything. I strongly believe she'd be valedictorian if she wanted to be. But instead she wanted to take robotics, engineering, band, and get A's on those. She is probably the best writer I've ever had as a teacher. Every single one of her argumentative essays in AP Lang, the kids would understand this one, but almost every single one of her essays brought up Guardians of the Galaxy. She's obsessed with Guardians of the Galaxy. And on the AP exam, I told her, I'm like, you can't write about Guardians of the Galaxy. So she wrote about Infinity War. She passed. I mean, it was, but everything was about that. And I think she's the embodiment of the Guardians of the Galaxy in one person. She's a bunch of different characters in one person. She's like Drax, where you don't know she's there, but she still does everything. She tries to be invisible. She's like Groot. She doesn't speak a lot, but when she writes a ton. She's a lot like Peter Quill, where she's a leader of her friends and brings a bunch of people together for a common goal. She's like Mantis, where she actually cares and feels for all her friends and all her family and makes sure that they're whole before she's whole. She's just a great human being who completely understands that there is a bigger purpose to life than school, and she'll be nothing but successful in her future. Congratulations, Sam.
Okay. I am so proud of my daughter and everything she chooses to accomplish. For many years, I have had the privilege of seeing her blossom into a studious and hardworking, caring young adult. Sam truly is the whole package, not only academically capable, but a giving soul. She enjoys volunteering with students, helping foster the loving of learning. In the community, she also loves spending time at AYSO soccer, helping disabled students on the field so they could experience playing soccer as well. Even as a young girl, she volunteered for beach cleanups and shelter for retired Greyhound dogs. She always sees the best in others and spreads positivity and love everywhere. She is selfless and is true definition of being part of the community. Thank you very much, sponsors.
Thank you all very much. Next, I'd like to present, you can have a seat now. Thank you. You're welcome. Next, I'd like to present Mr. Juan Santos from Perris High School, please. And congratulations to all the Student of the Month. I apologize for not saying that sooner. Thank you.
Oh, did I drop it? Sorry. Good morning, everybody. My name is Juan Santos, and I'm the principal of Perris High School, and I'm very proud to be here with our student Carlos Daniel Ruiz. Before I introduce him, I'd like to thank all of you who are here, all of the sponsors, and everybody's here who's making today possible to honor our students. This is one of the highlights that we have every month, to be able to honor one of our best, and so thank you for everything that you all do. Carlos Ruiz is one of our students that I can tell you from my experience just in observing him, he has a love of learning. He has a 3.5 and is taking 3 AP classes, and he's amazing from a standpoint of academics. But he has a love of learning from a standpoint of not just academics, but teaching and helping others and being a part of something that is very special to our program. He has been part of our ACT program for the last 4 years, and in some conversations that I've had with him, he has always had the desire to work with animals. And in speaking to the mom when we were here today, He was raised, they've always had pets around the house. They always had dogs. And by the time he was in middle school, he was determined and he knew that he wanted to be part of our FFA program back in 7th grade because of everything that he saw. They were raising rabbits at home as well. And that just further developed the interest that he had in our ag program. But the thing that makes him unique from the standpoint of what I've seen in him is how he treats every experience like a learning experience. And one of the quotes that he wrote for the Student of the Month thing is, "Life is as good as you make it." And he truly embodies that spirit. And when a couple of weeks ago there was a fair at the Perris Fairgrounds, and there was a young man who I ended up receiving a video who ended up winning first place in one of the competitions. And by his reaction, and the reason why they sent me the video is because this young man, as you saw the video, you couldn't help but continue. So it seemed like he won the Super Bowl when he won that award. And in talking to Carlos afterwards, he was telling me how this was the first competition that this kid had ever entered, and how he coached him and how he helped him to be able to kind of be ready for that competition. And this kid pushed himself outside of his boundaries to be able to do this competition. And when he ended up winning, his reaction was just amazing. And so he sees the opportunities to develop and create relationships with students and also with his teachers. One of the most pleasant young men that I've ever known, just from a standpoint of what I see in school. And I'm also very happy that he's going to be one of our news anchors starting next week. So he likes to get involved, he loves learning, and he always has that spirit to want to be able to help others, and that's the reason why he won Student of the Month for our school. And so with that, I would like to introduce Carlos Ruiz to you.
Hello, my name is Carlos Ruiz. I've contributed quite a bit to the community, not nearly as much as our last participant, unfortunately, but I feel like I presented in a way, in a leadership stance. So I like to, during my spare time, I stay at the farm, like every day, when I can. Sometimes freshmen would come up to me and be like, "Can you stay with me for like a couple hours?" And I'm like, "Sure, I have nothing better to do." So it could be up to like 6 o'clock sometimes. I'm staying with them, they're training. I just want them to feel comfortable. I want them to get the best experiences from our school. Because as a freshman, I had my own mentors. I had people that helped me be who I am and express who I am. And I couldn't invite them, unfortunately, here. I would have invited every single one of them, but A, they're busy. B, I can only invite 4 people. Yeah, I miss those people. So I want to give back to the program that made me who I am by being there for those freshmen. I've met so many freshmen now. I met the kid that he just said, Ignacio de la Cruz. I helped him with his rabbit showmanship. I try to help the freshmen with their speaking skills for our opening closing competition. I stayed there for like 2 hours trying to help them because they were freaking out. They were all over the place. They're like, okay, they were trying to say their lines, and then I was like, all right, start from scratch. We're gonna go again. And we stayed there for like an hour, and they were ready. I think they got 3rd place, and they said they really appreciated what I did for them, and I will never forget that little hour I spent with them. I really want to give back to our future leaders, because they are the important ones, because they are going to be our future, and our future matters more than anything else. Thank you. But I also like to thank our sponsors, because I had a great meal tonight. I don't have very good morning breakfast. I usually have a cereal or so I like to thank whoever put that on, because it was great. I like to thank my mom for supporting me in everything I do with no questions asked. I can go to an FFA event for like 3 days, and she'll be like, all right, give me the permission slip, bam, you can go. I like to thank my sister for always pushing me to do my best. She always wants me to be better than who I am. I want to go to community, she says, no, you're going to 4-year. All right, we'll settle on that. And I also like to thank my advisor, Ms. DeVore, for everything she's done, for dealing with me, for 10 hours in a car trip with me singing along with my horrible singing voice, and for everything she's done. She's seen more than me than I've seen in myself, and just can't thank her enough for everything she's done for the past 4 years. Thank you.
Making me cry before I get up here. Well, as you can see, Carlos is quite energetic, and he's quite entertaining to be around. So it makes those 10-hour car rides with his horrible singing voice very doable, very enjoyable. It's really difficult to narrow down all of the amazing things that Carlos has achieved and that Carlos continues to do. I'm specifically trying to narrow down just one instance where he has been an influence or shaped somebody else or helped somebody else. And as you've just heard, he helps a lot of students at our school. And that's probably the absolute best thing about Carlos is he's always putting others before himself. He truly serves our school in a leadership aspect. He leads, but he also allows and helps to teach others to be leaders. He's always making a difference for those that he's working with. Carlos is one of my veterinary science team members, and as he mentioned, we go on long car trips many weekends out of the year, and we compete. And one of the things that really speaks most to me happened a few years back when he was a sophomore. We had a brand new senior on the team, and he'd been to this contest before, and the senior had not. So even though he wanted to go to this competition, he offered and let the senior take his place so that they could experience it since it was their only opportunity to go and try this. And as a teacher, seeing somebody even though he wants to do that as well, seeing him put somebody else before himself and letting them have that opportunity just really spoke volumes to me, and I truly appreciated that aspect of him. And it stuck with me all these years now. And that's just who Carlos is. That's what he constantly does. Even when it comes to working at the farm. He is always there. He's had an animal for as long as I've been there, so as long as he's been there. And part of the requirements of having an animal at our school farm is taking care of it. And he is the only person to pretty much never say no to anyone else. He is always there to help others. If they can't make it, he steps in. And so he is constantly filling the void of others. He's constantly helping others. He's constantly just stepping forward and being an amazing person in general. And I just couldn't be any more prouder of this kid. He's not really a kid anymore, he's a young adult, and he's leaving this year, and it makes me very sad, but I'm also very excited for all of the amazing things that you're going to do in the future, because you are going to do fantastic things. And I can't wait for you to come back and help coach veterinary science.
Of course.
And help train our goat kids, and help with the rabbits, because that's the type of person that he is. He will always come back, and he will come back to his roots and help back at home. So, congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for having us here.
Buenos días. Soy la mamá de Carlos Ruiz. Es un orgullo para mí tenerlo como mi hijo porque a cada día que pasa me sorprende más. En la casa es un poco tímido y al verlo aquí hablar como habla es, no sé, es algo especial para mí. Es, no sé cómo decirles, explicarles el orgullo que siento de tenerlo como mi hijo. A él le encantan los animales desde chiquito. Siempre nosotros en la casa no queríamos comprarle animales, pero él siempre insistía. Empezamos por un conejo, después le compramos una tortuga, después mi hijo más grande le trajo una perra, que es su adoración ese animal. Todas las tardes cuando ya temprano de la escuela, lo que hace es ir a su cuarto un rato y después sale a caminar con su perra. Me tarda en veces, me preocupa y lo llamo y le digo, mi hijo, ¿dónde estás? Oh, acá caminando con Mali. Así se llama su perra. Llega y se pone a hacer su tarea. Es un niño especial para mí. Y gracias a todos los maestros por ayudarlo también a seguir adelante y pues a cumplir sus metas. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. She said that she's very proud of Carlos for the young man that he's become. When he's at home, he's typically a little bit more shy, so to be able to see him here behind the microphone and his personality is something new to her. And so, you know, when he was younger, they resisted having to buy him animals. But little by little, he ended up getting a rabbit. Then he got a tortoise. Then he ended up getting a dog, and he would spend all of his time just really caring for the animals. And sometimes she would worry about why he wasn't home, and he was out there still walking the dog in the evenings, and when he should have been home. So he would come home when he was young, and he would really just engulf himself to be able to kind of play with the dogs. And so he's always had a passion for the animals. So she's very happy for how he's developed and how we have nurtured that in the school in terms of being able to get him to get his fix with the animals, because that way they don't have to have them at home. I added that last part. But thank you very much. And I would now like to introduce the principal of the California Military Institute, Mr. Nicholas Milosavljevic.
Let's give another round of applause to all the amazing students we heard from so far. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. It's an honor and a privilege to be here today. I want to thank all the sponsors who have made this event possible. Thank you for your service and what you have done on behalf of all of our students. But I have a pleasure and a distinct honor to introduce our student of the month. Vanya, if you come up a little bit closer. As Mr. Bennett was reading various qualifications that all the students of the month need to possess, mentally I was putting a check mark after each one. Every single one of our students of the month are truly incredible people, leaders of our community, and we're so grateful to have you here. As I was getting to know Vanya a little bit more, what is unique about her, besides so many other things that she's accomplished so far, she was our XO for the Battalion 319. She's our second in class. She's an ASB president, volleyball player. She's one of the leaders of our Get to Know Jesus club on campus. She does a number of different things, but her name is Vanya. I have an unusual name as well. And I want to tell you a little bit about her name. It means gift from God. And as I was getting to know her a little bit more, a very interesting thing occurred to me. Loma Linda University is one of the institutions that sponsors this event. How many of you have visited Loma Linda University Medical Center, medical school? One of the unique things about that institution is there's a beautiful statue in the middle of the center itself, famous statue of the Good Samaritan. How many of you know the story of the Good Samaritan? As I was thinking about that story to myself, Martin Luther King once commented on a story as well. And he said that the difference between the priest and the Samaritan was the priest asked, what's going to happen to me if I get off the horse to help? And the Good Samaritan asked a different question. He asked, what is going to happen to him if I don't get down off my horse to help him? And I think one of the things that I see in Vanya and all the students of the month is they ask the right question. They don't ask what's going to happen to me if I join this group or help out over there or lead over there. They ask what's going to happen if I don't. I think that's what sets them apart. And so I'll let Vanya, in her own words, tell you a little bit more about herself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vanya Trejo, and I am very honored to be here representing CMI. Today, I'm very thankful to be accompanied by my mom, my dad, and my brother, as well as having the presence and support of Mr. Dirkshager and Mr. Maldonado as my mentors. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. Every year, many students stand where I do today and give a speech about their leadership skills, academic excellence, and involvement in school. As for me, I believe that although academic excellence can be a component of why someone is capable of great things, nothing is more rewarding than contributing to those around you by what you give. I am currently involved in my school's Linker program, in which juniors and seniors serve as both mentors and leaders to incoming freshmen. Throughout the year, we perform different activities that range from social events to important life lessons such as time management, making correct decisions, and so on. Although this program is often overlooked and may not be considered a contribution, I oppose to those who disagree because we are giving to those who come after us. As a link leader, I am not only given the task to help others academically, academically, but also to provide support while they adjust to the transition from middle school to high school. After 2 years of being a part of this amazing program, I came to realize it does not matter what you say, but rather what you do. I believe Link Crew has helped those who are willing to participate in it, and as well as those who are willing to sacrifice their time to give back. It truly has motivated me to be there for others and allowed me to give them a chance to accomplish great things. I strongly believe if I can make a difference even in just one person's life, I have done my job to help others. We were asked to share a personal story of what obstacles we have overcame and how they have guided us to be the person we are today. This is always interesting to hear because of how many challenges each and every single one of us have faced and undergone. For my case, this is not it. At least not quite yet, if I am being brutally honest with you. Although many obstacles have shaped me into the person I am today, I have yet to overcome them. Since I was born, I lived in Mexico until I was about 8 years old, and although that may seem a young age, I remember like it was just yesterday. My mom and I lived apart from my brother and my dad throughout all those years, and although it was kind of fun getting my favorite food every day, I would not wish nothing more than to have those moments back with my family being together. The reason to the separation was due to my dad's sickness, which he was diagnosed when I was about 3 years old. And was said to be a grandma galley.
You got this.
This is an incurable disease that makes your growth hormones reproduce uncontrollably, and because of this, he was found with a tumor in his brain. The neurologist that was seeing him informed my family that he needed an immediate intervention to operate on his brain, because he was not guaranteed to live for a long time. As many of you may know, surgery on the brain is the hardest of all because of every little thing that could go wrong. He was giving a 10% chance of living and being okay after the surgery. None of us had faith, if I am honest. My dad himself said he just wanted us to be there during the operation because he might not ever get the chance to see us again. Excuse me?
You're doing good. Just breathe. Take a couple of breaths. You're doing good.
With that being said, my mom and I flew out for the operation, and I was a baby, so I do not remember the anxiety and nerves running through me while my dad was in the operating room, but just thinking about it now, I get the worst gut feeling. After waiting about 5 hours for the doctor to call my family, he finally came and addressed to us the surgery had been a success. Some years later, I remember talking to my mom one day and finally being able to understand what had occurred that day. I remember her telling me, your dad was scared not to spend those last moments with you, that he prayed to God to be given a chance to dance at your quinceañera. Also, he should not be working in a strenuous job for more than 8 hours per day, or the tumor can come back any day. Hearing this as a daughter broke my heart because at that moment, I realized how much he has shaped me into becoming who I am today. Even now, I have yet to understand the idea of not having someone, especially as my dad, be with me by my side because of an ugly disease. Every day I see him with a smile on his face, regardless of the fact that he wakes up at 4 a.m., goes to work outside in rain or shine at a golf course, and then goes to his second job from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day. He isn't one of those people that let work stress not allow him time with his family or put limits on me to do new things and gain new knowledge in life every day. On the contrary, my dad is the best there could ever be. He works even harder to provide money for all of us in the house, or does it for my future because we all know how expensive college classes can be. Something he has always taught me is to be kind, be humble, and it does not matter if we are eating a bean taco for dinner, because that's just a reminder that we all fall, but what is important is to use that as our motivation to pick ourselves up again. Having a person like him by my side has made me realize the value of life. The happy moments, the sad ones, and every other memory matters because that is the only thing that will be left behind. I do not remember a time in which my family has not been my support academically and in my life overall, because due to every single one of them, I want to achieve greatness for myself. I do not want to take life for granted, and I do not want to fail and not pick myself up again. I guess I consider myself a person who tries to be involved and contributes because that is what one day I will leave behind. I am thankful for being given the opportunity to have my dad with me today because of God and the doctor who operated on him that day. My dad's presence here today and every day helps me see that I want to become a doctor in the future, not because of the money or the nice lab coats, but because I want to bring that happiness that the doctor gave to me to others. My mom and brother have also yet to be recognized enough for all they do for me. I can't use words to explain how I feel towards my family and the appreciation I have for them, even if we are like cats and dogs. Although I do not show it enough, I just want to tell my family that I am forever grateful for them because I would not be standing here without them. Overall, to be honest, I would say that I have yet to overcome a challenge that I face every day, the fear of what can happen any day, but I know that is why I'm the person I am today. I want to thank my family and mentors once again for giving me strength, patience, support, and the wisdom they have taught me. Thank you to the sponsors who made this event possible and to everyone here. May God bless every single one of you. Thank you.
All right, well, all right, holding back my tears. All right, so good morning. First off, I would like to thank Vania for inviting me. It's truly an honor to be here. I've been to these events before, and they're always special, and I always feel blessed to be a part of it. Speaking of being blessed, I have had Vania in my life for the past 6 years. The unique part about CMI is that as I taught middle school there, and I taught her in 7th grade 6 years ago. And so moving to high school allowed me to teach her sophomore year, then her junior year, and now her senior year. So what I'm about to share is I'm going to just try to, what I'm about to share won't even scratch the surface about how amazing she is, but I'm going to try. As I mentioned, I first taught Vania her 7th grade year, and unfortunately I don't remember our first interaction, although she does. Apparently, I gave her and a couple other students lunch detention for not having their homework. Little did I know that I handed little Vania her first and last ever detention. The worst part is she had the assignment the whole time. She was just too scared to get it out of her backpack. Her mother and herself still give me a hard time about this. My first memory, from what I actually remember of Vania, came when I asked a question to the 7th grade class as a whole, and the question was a pretty difficult one. And I saw this little hand raised in the back, and I was blown away. And when she responded, she was correct, but when she answered, I was blown away on how formal her response was. Not only did she get it correct, but her answer was so polite and it was so respectful. Immediately, I knew that she was special because in all my years in teaching middle school, I've never heard a response like that, so proper and so polite. Little did I know that this was the tip of the iceberg as far as how amazing she is. I've never had a student like her. Since the 7th grade, she has demonstrated amazing character, work ethic, and determination. Let me give you a few examples on how she separates herself from the rest of the students. As she mentioned, I'm the coordinator for a program called Link Crew. It's specifically designed to mentor incoming freshmen, and this program allows juniors and seniors to mentor those freshmen. The program requires commissioners. Those commissioners are usually required to be seniors. This is kind of an unwritten rule. Vania is the type of person who just basically made me break that rule and said, okay, as a junior, you're coming on as a commissioner. She's the only commissioner to ever serve as a junior and will probably be the last one. She currently volunteers at hospitals. She serves on Link Crew as a commissioner, as a leader. She's ASB president. She's also vice president of the Try Jesus Club. She plays varsity football. She plays outside of school as well. Or did I say football? Yeah. Varsity volleyball. And meanwhile, while she's doing all this, she's maintained over a 4.0 GPA. But most importantly, she continues to be an amazing person that puts others before herself. She is a servant that one day this community will thrive on. She's the type of student that motivates you during the long, difficult days as a teacher. She's the type of student that makes you wonder what the parents did so well. I have been invited to these programs before, and I always knew that she would be in this seat one day. It's a little bittersweet, though, because it's a reminder that she's moving on and will no longer be part of CMI after this year. This makes me sad, but I'm also excited, and I'm excited to hear about the impact that she will have on our community. I'm excited to see and hear the impact that she's going to have on this world. Vanya, congratulations again. I'm extremely proud of you, and thank you for having me here.
Briefly, thank you again, Vanya, your parents, everybody for having me here, sponsors, everybody. There's one word that I thought of when I started to think about what I was going to say about Vanya, and the first word that popped in my head was selflessness. And I've heard it throughout from everybody about her selflessness, and so it's not just something I recognize, everybody's recognized it. Going back to 7th grade, I was the 320th Battalion Advisor, and I'd never had a 7th grader on my staff before. And there was something about her, and I knew right then and there, I'm like, I need her on my staff. She's going places. And so I brought her on in 7th grade. And I've had, like Mr. Maldonado said, the luxury of being at CMI is the various courses and, seeing the kids go from middle school to high school. And so I also teach yearbook as well. And so I get to have these guys from middle school up to high school, and I get to see them grow and develop and become the amazing people that they are. So again, I just wanted to thank everybody, and I want to thank your parents for raising such an amazing daughter, and thank you all.
Buenos días, soy su mamá de Vania Trejo. Bueno, primero que nada te felicito, hija. Este es un gran logro. Sabemos que no es nada fácil. En la vida hay muchos obstáculos, pero cuando estos se te presenten, nunca te rindas. Que nada te detenga. Aprende a superarlos y que así lo sea para que siempre seas una triunfadora. Nos llenas de orgullo. Sabemos que has sacrificado muchas horas de diversión por horas de estudio. Me siento feliz porque es una gran herencia que te podemos dejar tus padres, ya que eres muy responsable, constante, y esto te hace que seas llena de sabiduría para que llegues siempre a tus metas, para que seas una gran persona y que nunca olvides ayudar a los demás como lo has hecho hasta ahora. Persigue siempre tus metas y llega a ellas, hija. Eres una hija ejemplar. Sabes cuánto te queremos, todo lo que hacemos por ti. Esperemos que siempre sigas adelante y que nunca desistas, mija. Sé que para ti ha sido mucho trabajo, has trabajado, has estudiado, vas al club, estás en eventos de la escuela, todo el día para ti es sacrificio, pero eso tendrá una gran recompensa a futuro. Pues muchas gracias a todos y simplemente, hija, que Dios te bendiga y te siga llevando por este hermoso camino para que llegues a la cima del éxito. Gracias a todos por acompañarnos, por ser parte de esto. Que Dios los bendiga.
Hi, good morning. I'm Vanya's brother. I'm not a morning person. I'm a casino industry guy, so I'm really proud of her. She's a really hard-working girl. I'm not the best to talk about being the student of the month. I was more in sports. I went to Perris High School, graduated '09, but I couldn't ask for a better sister. She's really dedicated, really quick. Like most of our lives, like I didn't spend with her. She was always in Mexico, and then when she moved here, I moved out of my house. It's really funny how I came back from Vegas. And I tried to spend a lot of time with her. I'm that goofy brother, even that we're 10 years apart. Quick thing, how I want to tell you guys how she's really dedicated. It's I took her to see a comedy show, Gabriel Iglesias, on a Sunday. Every Sunday she's like this. So I took her to see Gabriel Iglesias, and she took her backpack, and then she was like, well, I have to finish this homework before, I think, 10 p.m. She was in the show doing homework with the computer, with the laptop out. And I was like, really? I brought you to Secret Real Iglesias and you're doing homework. And then she's that dedicated. She prefers to do homework rather than anything else. She's always giving time for her friends to help them, giving back to the community, helping my parents. I was not the role model brother, but but I'm really proud of her. She's always gonna be my little sister, and I'm really proud of her. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure to introduce and welcome to the stage Ms. Jennifer Tomasian, Principal of Paloma High School.
All right, good morning, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank all of the sponsors this morning for putting on this event. I think we've had a great time, great food, great company, great people. It is my pleasure to introduce our Student of the Month, Ms. Teresa Antonio. This kid is amazing, and she is going to change the world. Her words, but I absolutely second them, that she will change the world. She has a cumulative GPA of a 3.95, quite impressive. She's currently taking four AP classes. She is voluntarily signed up with one of our pilot programs this year of a college and career center tutor. So not only is she getting herself places in the future, she's helping all the other members of her senior class get them places in the future. When I think of her, I think of all the clubs that she's involved in, but the word that comes to mind is humble leadership. Humble. She's not out there, beating her chest and saying, I'm the best. But she's getting everyone around her to be the best. And on top of that, she gets stuff done. As you can see, she's a cadet in our ROTC. The rankings and all of that's not my forte. But I know I can go to her and say, I need this to happen, and she makes it happen. Hundreds of kids lined up doing what she's having them do. Because she is quite amazing. I am very proud of her, and I will let her tell her story. Ms. Teresa Antonio.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today, to my sponsors as well. On behalf of today, I have my parents, Alan and Maria Antonio. They've always been on my side, been there on my back, and always been there to push me to become the better self I could be. And my two brothers, Alan and Alan Jr. Antonio. I consider them my best friends. I always come to them whenever I need someone to be with, to talk about my problems about school, and they're always just next to me. And my senior naval science instructor, Commander Garcia, who has mentored me throughout my commitment during our ROTC program to provide opportunities to achieve my dreams. And Mrs. Tomasian, my Paloma Valley High School principal, who has always made sure our school was open, safe, and very friendly and opening, and just able to just be a safe environment for us to interact with. To start off, my name is Teresa Antonio, as it was mentioned, and I'm the battalion executive officer of Paloma Valley. There are 200 cadets, and I wanted to share a story with you guys about how I implied some leadership aspects into a contribution to the community. So throughout my involvement of activities and academics during my years in high school, I've always been passionate for whatever I do, no matter if I failed or succeed. And I tried my best to learn from my mistakes and to adopt essential qualities that would benefit myself to become a better person and an effective leader in the future. I consider myself an individual fulfilled with hard work and dedication, and I imply my passion to help others succeed. I once learned that good leaders are made and not born. If you have the desire and willpower, you can become an effective leader. And my experience with being a part of the NJROTC family has helped me instill qualities to become an effective and inspirational leader towards my subordinates of the battalion. I consider myself as an open-minded and an understanding person who will make sure my comrades are my responsibility and are in good care. And I learned to value who I am now and to utilize my skills to help contribute to my school, community, and family. So for instance, as what Mrs. Tomasian said, I'm also one of the peer college career counselor. It was a new program at our school. I kind of helped my counselor to embrace this program to help seniors, students, the whole student body try to apply for college applications, because I know some students need help with that. So recently, I reported a concern to my counselor, Mrs. Solis. I wanted to help my ROTC family and to also specialize to help students with special disabilities. And I've learned that some of these students that with the disabilities, they're not really aware and informed about the college opportunities that are in front of them. So we started to begin college application workshops, and it will help myself to interact with the counselor special services and all the special education teachers. So right now it's a bit in progress right now, but it's always been an honor to help them out, to inspire them of what they want to achieve in life, because I know for a fact that if I have the opportunity to embrace the opportunity to go to college, they should too. And that's how I want to give back to my community. So due to the impact that I currently is in progress in the skilled community, I want to continue that to become a lawyer, and I want to major in political science and government and minor in international relations. I wish to help continue people around the world in the future, because I just love helping people. I love to give back to the community, and I hope to attend any military service academy or a four-year university. That's just my dream and goal, is to help people out whenever I can, because I love just the humble leadership and just giving back. And again, thank you again for sponsors and ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to the student recipients today, and thank you for all to having me here today.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Commander Thomas Garcia, the Senior Naval Science Instructor at Paloma Valley, and it's an honor to lead a group of young men and women there at the school and shape our future leaders. Students like Teresa make the job simple, and it's not a job, it's a labor of love. I tell them I have 3 boys at home, and I don't have any daughters, but I have some when I come to school. And to have some like Teresa, it's amazing. Just like the other recipients up here, the theme is giving back to the community, and that's what we aim to do. And anytime there's a community service opportunity out in the community, Teresa's usually the first one there. So when it came time to pick and select our executive officer for this year, it was easy choice on Master Sergeant Pueblo and myself to look towards Teresa, because she's always been there to help from the beginning, from the small unit leadership within her class period to taking charge of our special needs cadets, making sure they were okay either in learning their left foot from their right foot, and even everyday cadets still have problems with that. But she's always there to help each and every one of them, to go to their classroom, to help them with their uniform before school starts, and then to when we go on trips. We went on the Reagan Library sponsored us to go out there for a leadership summer program, and she's like, I'm there. I'm like, okay, you don't have anything else going on this summer, which she already went to a leadership academy early in the summer. And this is building right into her leadership action plan to help out their special needs students and any student in general. Excuse me. So I just can't say enough about Teresa. She makes my job easier. It makes the battalion run smoother, and she's going to be missed, but she's also shaping the future behind her, and that allows Master Sergeant Pueblo and I to sleep a little easier at night, as they would say on the ship. She has the helm at night, and we know things are running in the right direction. And along with her parents, who are amazing people and been great contributors as well, I see where it comes from, and I thank you. So. And this weekend we have our first competition, which I'm sure she'll be at, and making sure that I got people in the right place and to the right events, and things are running smoothly. So thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alan Antonio. I'm Teresa's brother. I'm also a cadet in the NJRTC program, but I'm not wearing my uniform today because I feel like 3 uniforms are enough. So sorry about that. But being a brother of Teresa It's the most grateful thing I could ever have. I feel like if I had anybody ever different, I wouldn't be the person I am right now. She's always been there for me. She's always been the responsible person. I always look up to her for responsibility. She has like this high standard of responsibility for herself. Like she knows how to take care of herself. It's something I'm working on. I'm like, yes, I'm trying to work on that myself. But she also has a strong responsibility for the cadets and the people that she works with every day. Going to RTC every day, she does, like she was talking about, she does talk to me about the things that she's feeling. I'm there to listen. I'm also there to give her advice. But then she also gives me advice in return about what I should do to help improve myself. And that advice she also passes on to the cadets and the people that she works with. And I always hear the cadets, they're saying like, oh, the XL, she's my favorite. I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice to hear. I'm like everybody likes you. So like, that's really nice to hear. I'm very proud of her. But it's just that aspect of unselfishness. I feel like I'd like to congratulate everyone that's sitting here right now. Unselfishness is a really hard thing to achieve, especially for people of this age. Is really difficult to achieve, and I'd like to congratulate you guys for that. Unselfishness and a burden of leadership. Being here today, I'm quoting the Commander Garcia and Master Sergeant Puebla about this, is that we cannot do what we want to do unless we love to do it. And I think you guys did a really good job at that, because you guys are sitting here today because you have been chosen for Student of the Month, especially for my sister. That's what she's been striving to do every day. What she wants to do in the future is such an unselfish and noble burden that she wants to take upon herself to help improve the world. It's also something that I would like to do too. In the future, I would like to join the military. But she wants to get hands-on with the law and political science and make everything easier for people that are going through some problems. And that's something I like to look up to. And I'm also in a leadership position in my NJRTC program. I'm also trying to look after my sister. She's looking after me. Like, we have this strong responsibility for each other as siblings and best friends. I feel like that's the greatest thing that we could have as a family, is that tight pact of bond and friendship. Like, friendship within your siblings. I think that's the best thing you could ever have, because you have someone to look after your back when you come home and when you're out of home. And that's something that we've been trying to work on to instill in the cadets and the people that we work with, because sometimes they don't have that. And we're doing our best to make sure that they do have that. So I'd like to thank you all for coming here every day, every month, to recognize these people, because they have been working hard at what they do, especially time management, because that's a really hard thing to do. The AP classes, sports, clubs, that's a really good sacrifice, especially the sacrifice to other people. That's something that's to be proud of. Thank you again.
All right, next up, we'll kick it back to Mr. Grant Bennett to close us out.
Every month I get to come to the Student of the Month program and witness some great students that are coming through our schools and within our district. You know, we have almost 11,000 students in the district. We get to honor 4 every month, but this is just kind of a snapshot of what you would see at all of our schools. These types of kids that are going above and beyond, that are making a difference for other students and making a difference for our community. So I want to say thank you to them. As we close out today, I made some notes. Sally always makes some notes, so I have to copy what Sally does, because it's her show. About the students. First of all, Samantha from Heritage High School. Where's Samantha at? There she is. Wanted to go to Pepperdine. I think Mr. Newman could talk to you about Pepperdine a little bit. He's got his doctorate from Pepperdine, so you can talk to him. But the math nerds rule the world. I'll just tell you, as a fellow math person, we rule the world. So I wish you best of luck in that. I couldn't go. I wasn't smart enough to go get a doctorate in math, so good luck with that. That's very noble profession. As we listen to all the kids talk and there are people talking about them, it's always giving back. Every single one of them was giving back, and those are the kind of people that we want in all of our schools. We want in our communities that are willing to give back to others because they see great things in other people, and that's awesome thing to have happen. The next student, Carlos. Where's Carlos at? Now, I've met Carlos. I've come to the FFA banquet the last couple of years as the superintendent, And Carlos, I just see him, he's just everywhere. I'm going, that kid needs to stop drinking coffee or something. 'Cause he's energetic, but he's always so friendly and so open and so welcoming to you as you come in. Even when I come on campus now, he comes up and says hello to me when I see him over at Perris High. And our ag program is just an awesome program over there. So him being in a leadership position there is awesome. And then Vanya, where's Vanya? She's way down there. Again, talking about helping others, being kind and humble. Being humble is such a great quality to have. So many times people want to say me, me, me. And having that humble leadership quality is awesome. Wanting to be a doctor. And just when you were speaking from the heart, that was just amazing to hear your story. And thank you for sharing that with us. It's what makes you you. So that's great. And then Teresa's right in front of me. Again, giving back, being a humble leader. And I loved what you said when you learn from mistakes, because if you make mistakes, it's not a terrible thing. You learn from those, you move forward, you get better. If you do everything right perfectly every time, then you're not learning as much as when you have to take a step back and reevaluate and go through that struggle. Wanting to be a lawyer, that's a tough thing. That's awesome though to see that coming through. Before I go on, I want to, with Veterans Day on Sunday, I want to thank Mr. Antonio for his service to our country and keeping us safe. So as we close out today, I want to introduce some other people here. You probably see the cameras around and all the different things that are going on, being recorded and things. This is our video crew from Paloma Valley High School under the leadership of Mr. Randy Hughes. Where's Mr. Hughes at? Thank you, Mr. Hughes. So what they're going to do, they're going to take this back and they edit it, and that's when they'll make a DVD, and we'll get that sent out to everybody so you can have that for bragging rights. I want to introduce the students that are here also. The technical director, Jordan Massey, probably way back in the corner where you're at, Jordan. Raise your hand or something. Thank you, Jordan. The video mixer is Roxy Barnett. Roxy's back there in the corner too. Thank you, Roxy. Our audio engineer, Caleb Dutzin, I think it is. I can't read his writing. Thank you, Caleb. Then we have 3 camera operators here. We have Jacob Bassett. Where's Jacob at? Way back in the corner there. Thank you, Jacob. Elijah Spence. Where's Elijah at? Elijah over here on my right. And Dylan Torres. I guess that would be Dylan on my left over here. Thank you, gentlemen. The Student of the Month program is special, and Sally always ends the program with what she calls a minute from Maxwell. So she sent me a minute from Maxwell. And if you think about the kids that we heard from today, this is a great word for them. It's actually 2 words. It's hard work is what she sent to me today. And we'll see if it loads, if her Wi-Fi is faster than that. Come on.
Hi, John Maxwell here. Welcome to Minute with Maxwell. Often I have the expression that everything worthwhile is uphill. That's a fact. You've never heard someone talk about accidental achievements. You've never heard someone that got to the top of the mountain and somebody asked them, how did you get there? Kind of look confused and say, I have no idea. They know how they got there. The reason they know how they got there is because they had to walk all the way up the mountain. Nobody lifted them. There were no shortcuts. There's not an elevator. There's not an escalator. It's all effort that gets you to the top of the mountain. What I want you to understand is that inspiration does a lot better when it's coupled with perspiration. There are a whole lot of people, they want to be inspired in great things, but they don't want to do the hard work to achieve those great things. It's not either or, it's both and. So I really trust today that you will just kind of roll up your sleeves, look at something you haven't tackled for a while, dive in. You'll be amazed that once after you do the work, you get inspired. Don't wait to get inspired before you do the work. My name's John. I'm glad you're with me today on Minute with Maxwell.
So that's the work ethic and hard work are the words of the day. So on behalf of Sally Meyer, the Perris and Menifee Chambers of Commerce, and the Perris Union High School District, I want to say congratulations again to the students. Thank you to the parents and staff that are here, and have a great day. Thank you.